millennials are still struggling financially.
Burnout generation, which is 1%, controls more wealth now.
Baby boomers for ruining your
Is this the
lives.
next financial crisis?
Thank you for agreeing to talk with me. You will have the opportunity to tell your story. Can you give that to me?
I got a nice job. It's just a startup, but I have to keep you perfect for it.
What's the business?
Throw this on before you get out.
They would steal anything of value and then just destroy the rest for fun. And Mel Donnelly is how they made money.
You add someone without asking me and bring them to my place of business?
I didn't see anything.
Oh, yeah, you did. You say one word to anyone. I dare you.
I'm SARI Cohen with Hollywood First Look Features. Joining me today is Seth Savoy, director of Echo Boomers. So you penned this in 2015. Tell me a little bit about the pitching process. I thought this was really interesting.
Yeah, so I actually kind of stumbled on the story in like roughly 2013, and I was just graduating Columbia, and I was just getting out of like all this student debt, and I kind of just felt this angst, and I could like I was reading these articles of these kids in Chicago that were busting into homes, and like weirdly enough I could relate to them. Like I could relate to this angst of just being frustrated towards the system, and so yeah, I kind of took that and ran with it, and I kind of created its own thing, but it became Echo.
How did you come up with the title?
Yeah, so we've actually talked a lot about this when we were making the movie, but you know, originally the definition is really just a millennial, but if it's also like a little bit of a derogatory term, like it's pretty much saying that you're nothing but an echo of the boomers, and I always kind of found that a little derogatory, and so like while we were kind of making this film, we kind of came up with, you know, the definition to us of an echo boomer is someone who has a degree and can't get a job. Is kind of the definition that we ran with, and I think once you see the film, it's like, oh, duh, you know.
Totally. I was going to ask you, my next question is, what is the biggest misconception about millennials?
Ooh, that we're lazy. Which is just crazy, because like we're the exact opposite. Like we want to be so we want change so much that we'll do anything to make it happen, positive or negative, which, you know.
Well, you had, what I loved also is you had a lot of important rules and lessons throughout this film that I thought was really cool. So I wanted to ask you specifically about rule number 2. Do you feel like when it comes to filmmaking, you should play by the rules or make your own rules?
Oh, I totally believe that filmmaking is one of those industries where, like, if you knock on the door long enough and loud enough, you're bound to wake someone up. And so I think it's all about kind of breaking them. And I think that's what kind of gets people's attention, because they say, hey, you're not supposed to do that, but you're still watching it. So it's like perfect.
Do you still think experiences are better than bank statements?
I do. And that's actually my favorite rule. That one's just like, I feel like majority of millennials, when they see that, like it speaks to them on a different level, you know?
So tell me now a little bit about putting this cast together, because I thought, first of all, what a good-looking group of I guess crooks you put together here. But you had some, Leslie Ann Warren also made an appearance, which I thought was fantastic. But tell me how everybody came to be a part of the project.
Yeah, so Shannon's team found it roughly in like 2016-ish, and there was a producer named Sean Kaplan who found the script and was just like, Seth, this is great, you know, I want to take it, I want to bring Shannon on. And kind of once we did that, he brought on his other producing partners, Byron Wetzel, and they sat down with me and they said, Seth, we have two options. We can either go this like most marketable Hollywood millennial route, and find just the hottest millennial around and see if it works, or we can do this other route of like, we find actors that we truly believe are going to be the next generation of amazing performers like Michael Shannon. When they kind of laid that out, I mean, it was kind of a no-brainer. Like, I mean, I totally respect, you know, star power and all that, but I'm more about finding actors that I just absolutely love their craft and their work. And so once we decided to go that route, it took a long time to find this cast because I really wanted to be happy with every single character. And, you know, Patrick, he hadn't really had this opportunity like this to be a lead with a guy like Michael Shannon and show that he actually has some acting chops, you know. And Gillis Geary, who played Jack, is absolutely unbelievable. Just one of these gems that like hasn't been found yet. But like when you see him perform, it's just like jaw dropping. You know, Alex Pettyfer, Haley Law, they were all great.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure you check out Echo Boomers. It's available now. I'm SARI Cohen. See you next time.
Everybody knows very few people have all the wealth, and they like to keep it that way. We're not just stealing. We're sending a message.
If someone considers going off the tracks, my face will be the last thing all of you see.
You have not been honest with me.
You made the choice to make it harder for yourselves.
You don't think I have a plan? We're not here to hurt anybody, right? I mean, that just went great.
This is the end.
What did you do?
We'd rather be dead than submit to the system.